Hey guys, welcome back. Georgie here for another video. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Georgie-Ann Getton and I am the CEO and founder of GSD Solutions. We're a business development agency that specializes in digital adoption, and we are focused on helping people produce high quality virtual event experiences. In one of my recent videos, I talked about this massive thing called Zoom events that's been stressing me out, and I mentioned a diagram. And so what I wanted to do today was just really show you guys what I meant with that diagram, right? And so when we think of Zoom and Zoom events, we have Zoom, right? Zoom is the main website. Then we have Zoom meetings. Oh, actually, let me do it like this. We have meetings. We have webinars. Then on the other side, we have Zoom events. And underneath Zoom events, you could do a single event or a conference. Well, it says conference, right? So when we go into Zoom meetings, that's the regular Zoom that we see, where you'll come on the screen and it's like, you know, a bunch of little screens. Everyone's there. Yes, these are people. Don't judge my drawing, okay? So everyone's there. Then we are on webinar, so you come on and it's just the main speaker that's there, that's on the stage, and everybody could, you know, go off in the chat. You could do Q&A. Another feature of the Zoom meetings is that you could do breakout sessions. So, you know, you have the different little rooms and, you know, again, the folks are there. So that's Zoom meetings, Zoom webinars. Now, when we come to Zoom events, what I was explaining in that video is that Zoom events is like Hopin, Eventbrite, and Zoom had a baby. And what I mean by that is there's 3 areas on Zoom events. So you have the registration. And please, I know I'm not spelling everything right, or it's small and weird, but follow along, y'all. So we have the registration area. Then we have, you know, when people log in, the login area, and then we have, let's call it the stages, or, you know, yeah, let's call it the stage. So this part is where it looks like, you know, Eventbrite. This part is when it looks like Hopin. And when you come in here, you actually go back to either this view of Zoom webinar or this view of Zoom meetings. Are we following along, y'all? So again, we have Zoom, and under Zoom, you have meetings and webinars. Meetings are like the group chat ones. Breakout session features are there. The webinars is you come in, the speaker's on the stage, everybody's really engaging in the chat. Then when we have Zoom events now, this is a completely different tool called Zoom events. So you have to go to like events.zoom.us. That's like the URL, and I'll have it in the description. But then you have either the single format or the conference format. So we just talked about the flow. But what you might be wondering is like, what separates the single format from the conference format? So I'm going to clean up my board a little bit, and I'm going to elaborate on the different features of each one now. So we're inside of our Zoom events, right? We already know how to set up Zoom meetings and webinars, and if you don't, go watch some of my other videos. So now we're inside of Zoom events. Let's call it Z. And so we have the 2 sections. We have the single event, and then we have the conference. So the conference part now, that has a lot of moving parts. So let's just put some gears here. Don't judge my gears. I'm just trying my best, y'all. I am not an artiste. Okay, so we have a lot of gears there. And what I mean by that is from start to finish, when you're doing a single event, you just have to fill out like the info. So the general info, spelling everything crazy. So gen info. And then you just have to fill in like, you know, contact, image, description, and the basics, and then select if you want to have it record or not. I'm gonna pause here to give y'all some real tips. First things first, when you're setting up a Zoom event, check it once, check it twice, and check it 3 times. And the reason why I'm saying this is the first error that we made when we were setting up one of the events before is we put the wrong time zone. So, you know, depending on where you're located, so it had the event set in PST instead of EST. Putting the wrong time zone, if someone register for your event, so many features gets locked on Zoom events. So if you put the wrong time zone and then there's already registrations, you have to delete those registrations or cancel the event and then start a whole new one. You do not want to do that. Let me make the mistakes for you guys. So check it once, check it twice, and check it 3 times before you launch it and send it out to people. So areas that you can't change after you've already selected the format is for Zoom events. You can't change if it's going to be a meeting style or a webinar. So once you determine that and then people register, you can't change that. You can't change if you're going to enable recording after you've already started putting it out there, and you can't change the time and date of the event. So make sure all that stuff is the way it needs to be. You can change the description, the photo that you're gonna put, like the event flyer. You can invite people, and I think there's an option to turn it private or public. So those things you can change. But the real important information, such as the date and time, the format, if it's webinar or meeting, as well as if you want to record or not, those all need to be activated before you set out your event. Now let's get back into it. Please take my please heed my warning. So now we have, you set up the single event, you make sure you check it twice, 3 times, and now you're in conference mode. So the conference mode, this is going to take you a lot more time. It's definitely going to take you a lot more time to set up because there are so many different fields. You have to have tracks, sessions, tags, speakers, and I'm going to do another video where I'm screen recording and showing all of this, but you have to have a lot more details about the event. And you could put it in piece by piece, but just know your initial event page is not going to look robust unless you have all of the necessary information for the session, for the event. So if you want to add a session, right, if you want to put up the talk, you can't put up the talk without first adding a speaker and a tag. So it won't even let you publish it, which grinds my gears, but I understand why they're doing it. So just know when you're setting up a Zoom conference via the Zoom events, right, you need as much detail as possible in order to make sure that you go in. I would say, you know, collect information, however you collect your information, and tell your client that the page will be updated at a certain point, or, you know, if you're doing it at a certain point where you get enough information. Otherwise, you're going to be going inside of this document, going inside of the event planning many times. And because it's so tedious of how you set up the track, session, speakers, and tags, it's going to take you a lot more time than if you had all the information at once and then you just went in and spent maybe an hour or 2 hours just accomplishing it. So I hope this video was helpful for you guys out there. There's more videos to come. I didn't want to take too much. I didn't want to go too deep in this episode because I just want people to understand the tools that are out there. So when you're thinking of, and you know, see my little diagram. So when you're thinking of Zoom events, don't think of just events that are being held on Zoom. When we say the word Zoom events, this is an actual new platform and new tool. So I'm just gonna create one little final whiteboard drawing. So when you say the word Zoom events to yourself or to clients, just know that you need to clarify. Are you talking about the platform? Or are you talking about events held on Zoom? Which would be webinar, meeting, the regular Zoom formats that people know. So, you know, are you talking about the new platform with the single and a conference mode, or are you talking about events held on Zoom? So hopefully this diagram and this video was very helpful for you to understand the differences. I'm going to have a lot more videos coming up, but as always, please like and subscribe and share this content with somebody out there, because I'm pretty sure someone out there is struggling to learn and understand, and I will see you all in the next video. And last but not least, if you need additional virtual event support, head on over to gsdsolutionsinc.com and schedule a consultation. My team is literally here with all of this expertise to help you make sure that your events are top quality, well, put together and robust and clear, right? Clear. So thank you so much again, and I will see you all in the next video.